Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Fit Life Focus. Today's episode is going to be talking about proteins. Proteins are large, complex molecules that play crucial roles in the structure, function, and regulation of cells, tissues, organs, and living organisms. When you eat proteins after exercise, it gives your muscles the amino acids necessary to repair and rebuild. Proteins also help your enzymes facilitate chemical reactions. Structural proteins provide support and structure to cells and tissues. Transport proteins carry molecules across cell membranes. They also help your hormones for cellular communication. They definitely give your body antibodies, defending the body against pathogens. They also help your muscles function. Now let's talk about sources. Proteins can be obtained from various sources, including animal sources and plant sources. I would say those are the two labels of proteins. We'll get into that right now. So animal sources is obviously going to be your meat, poultry, fish, eggs. And then your plant sources are going to be obviously plants, legumes, beans, nuts, seeds, and most grains. So animal sources and plant sources are both built up of amino acids. There are 20 different amino acids that can combine in various sequences to form proteins. If the protein you eat doesn't have all 9 types of amino acids you need to get from the food, it's called an incomplete protein. Incomplete proteins are examples of nuts and seeds. So basically, plant proteins are going to be your incomplete proteins, and animal proteins are going to be your complete proteins with all 9 essential amino acids. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean you have to have animal proteins? No, it doesn't. You can get, for example, if you eat tofu in one sitting and then nuts in the other, that would combine all 9 essential amino acids. So it's doable. It's just definitely more hard. So let's get into the benefits. Obviously, there's muscle maintenance and growth. Protein is essential for the repair and growth of muscles. It provides the necessary building blocks for muscle protein synthesis, which is vital for maintaining muscle mass and strength for athletes. Weight management. Protein is obviously going to help manage your weight depending on how much you eat. Protein can also make you full at times depending on how much you eat. We'll get into that later. Metabolism and energy expenditure. The thermic effect of food is higher for protein compared to fats and carbohydrates. This means that the body expends more energy to digest and process protein, which is like I was saying, it can make you more full. Protein also helps your blood sugar regulation, your bone health, your immune function, hormone production, and your wound healing, tissue repair. Fun fact, it also helps your hair and skin the more protein you eat. Protein can also help your mood and cognitive functions. Amino acids from proteins are precursors to neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine, which play a role in mood regulation, as we all know. So how much should we consume? The FDA recommends about 20 to 25 grams per hour. Any more grams of protein than that is just going to go to waste. Your body's just going to digest it straight through your body and just use it as waste, going straight to the toilet. For sedentary individuals with just like a more sitting lifestyle, not very active, FDA recommends 0.36 grams per pound of body weight. For active individuals and athletes, which is those who engage in like regular physical activity, maybe strength training, a little endurance, they'll benefit from a little higher, which is FDA recommends 0.54 to 1.0 grams per pound of protein. For true muscle building and recovery athletes, this is talking about like your intense bodybuilders, your profuse athletes. This is your advanced athletes right here. They recommend 0.72 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight of protein. Now you might be thinking, if you have 1.2 grams of protein per body weight and you have 3 meals, how is that going to spread out to what you just said of 20 grams of protein per hour? If you spread out your meals more evenly, you can spread out your grams of protein per hour, and that's going to help you achieve that goal. Now we got on 2 myths. Myth 1, more protein is always better. You'll hear this with a lot of people. The reality is, while protein is essential for various bodily functions, the idea that consuming excessively high amounts of protein leads to greater muscle gain is a myth. The body has a limit to how much protein it can use for muscle building, and excess protein is typically just going straight to the waist. More protein, it can actually hurt your kidneys over time too. So try to avoid a lot of protein. Another protein is plant proteins are incomplete proteins and inferior to animal products, animal proteins. While this is true, like I said earlier, if you mix plant-based protein foods, you can actually achieve all 9 essential amino acids. So although you are sacrificing your animal proteins, which can include a little bit of creatine in it through the meats, you can still get all 9 essential amino acids. Well, that's going to wrap up our episode for today. Hope you learned a lot about protein. That should be all you need to know. Thank you.